The rain fell heavily over the quiet town of Obina. Thunder shook the sky while strong winds pushed against the trees surrounding the forest. Four teenagers rode their bicycles quickly through the muddy road after a late football match. Tom rode ahead of the others, laughing loudly as he tried to outrun the storm. David kept staring toward the dark forest beside the road as if he could hear something hidden deep inside it. Then suddenly, every streetlight went off. Darkness swallowed the road completely. The teenagers stopped their bicycles immediately. The wind became still. Even the insects stopped making noise. Then, a terrifying scream echoed deep inside the forest. It did not sound human. It did not sound like an animal. It sounded like something ancient. David slowly turned toward the forest. And then, something moved between the trees. Tall, thin. Watching them, lightning flashed across the sky. For a brief second, the shape became visible. Then it disappeared again. Fear exploded through the group.
Leave the bike!
Ton immediately signaled for everyone
Don't
to
look
escape.
back, just go!
The teenagers rode desperately
Hurry!
through the
Go
storm.
now!
But after a few seconds, Ton noticed something horrifying. David was gone. Only his bicycle remained lying beside the muddy road. The forest became silent again. The next morning, the entire town searched for David. Villagers searched the river, the market, the forest paths. But there was no sign of him. Some people believed kidnappers had taken him. Others whispered darker things. Old women gathered outside small roadside shops, quietly speaking about the forest taking another child. Ton hated hearing those stories. Yet deep inside, even he no longer fully believed there was a normal explanation. That night, Ton sat alone inside his room while rain tapped softly against the window. Then suddenly, his small radio turned on by itself. Static filled the room. Ton stared at it in confusion. He clearly remembered switching it off earlier. The static grew louder. Then through the noise, a weak voice whispered his name. Ton froze instantly. The voice sounded exactly like David. Weak. Distant. Begging for help. The radio suddenly exploded with violent static. Then silence. Ton's heart raced violently. The next day, Ton secretly gathered his friends behind the school building. The group discussed the terrifying voice that came through the radio. Emeka immediately wanted nothing to do with the situation. Fear was already beginning to consume him. Zainab remained calm and focused, wanting to understand exactly what happened. Then David's younger sister slowly approached them. She held a folded piece of paper tightly in her hands. She explained that she had found it hidden beneath David's bed. Ton opened it carefully. Inside was a drawing. A dark forest. And beneath it were strange words. The world below. That evening, the children visited Mama Abina. The blind old woman lived near the edge of town beside the forest. People believed she understood things ordinary people could not. As the children approached her hut, Mama Abina spoke before they even entered. She already knew why they had come. The children froze in fear. Ton carefully stepped forward, hoping she could help them understand what was happening. Mama Abina slowly turned her blind eyes toward them. Then she revealed a terrifying truth. The forest beneath the earth had opened again. A cold chill passed through the children. Emeka struggled to understand what she meant. Mama Abina's expression darkened heavily. Long ago, something terrible had been trapped beneath the town. And now, it was waking up. The next evening, Zainab discovered something strange near the abandoned colonial building outside town. Hidden beneath broken stone was a narrow opening leading underground. Cold air blew upward from the darkness. Ton shined his flashlight inside the opening. He believed David might have entered the tunnel. Emeka wanted to leave immediately, but Ton climbed down first. The others reluctantly followed him. The tunnel stretched deep underground. Strange black vines covered the walls. The deeper they walked, the stranger things became. Their flashlights flickered constantly. The air smelled burnt. Then they heard distant screaming. Not one voice. Hundreds. Suddenly, the tunnel opened into a massive underground world. The children stared in horror. It looked exactly like their town, but twisted. Dark red lightning flashed overhead. Ash floated through the air like snow. Trees moved without wind, and strange shadows crawled between them. Zainab realized immediately that the place itself felt alive. As the children explored carefully, they discovered strange eggs attached to trees. Some of them were moving. Emeka stepped backward in terror. Then suddenly, one egg cracked open. A thin creature crawled out slowly. Its body was covered in black vines. Its eyes glowed white in the darkness. The creature released a horrifying scream. The children ran immediately. Creatures burst from the darkness behind them. The underground forest shook violently around them. Ton grabbed Zainab's hand and pulled her forward as they escaped deeper into the ruins. Eventually, they found shelter inside an abandoned house within the underground world. Then suddenly, a weak voice emerged from the shadows behind them. The children turned slowly. David stood there, alive, but different. His skin looked pale. Black veins spread across his neck. Zainab rushed toward him emotionally, overwhelmed with relief. But David looked terrified. He warned them that they should never have entered the underground world. David explained everything. The creatures were not attacking randomly. They served something far worse. Deep beneath the underground forest lived an ancient being known as the Faceless King. David revealed that the creature could enter people's minds. Ton wanted to know what it truly wanted. David slowly looked toward the darkness. The creature wanted to escape. Suddenly, the walls began shaking violently. A deep roar echoed across the underground world. Then the trees started moving. Massive black roots burst from the ground. And slowly, a gigantic shadow emerged from the darkness. Tall, endless, faceless. Only two glowing white eyes floated inside the darkness where its face should have been. The children froze completely. Then the creature spoke directly inside their minds. It demanded that the gate be opened. The Faceless King began opening a portal between worlds. Back in Obine town, lights exploded. People disappeared. Shadows moved by themselves. Animals attacked villagers. Mama Abine gathered the townspeople together. She warned them that if the gate fully opened before sunrise, their world would become part of the underground realm forever. Meanwhile underground, the children desperately searched for a way to stop the creature. Then David finally revealed the horrifying truth. The Faceless King had used him to open the gate. Black veins spread further across his body as he struggled against the creature's influence inside his mind. Zainab refused to let him surrender to it. But David no longer believed he was strong enough to resist. Suddenly the Faceless King appeared again. The underground forest exploded with violent movement. Trees collapsed. Creatures screamed everywhere. Then Ton noticed something glowing inside the creature's chest. At that moment, Mama Abina's earlier warning echoed inside his memory. Every darkness has a source. Ton grabbed the burning torch. The children charged forward together. The creature roared violently. Shadows surrounded them from every direction. Emeka nearly got dragged away by one of the creatures. Zainab fought desperately using a broken spear. David screamed in pain as the black veins spread across his face. Then finally, Ton leapt onto the creature and drove the burning torch directly into the glowing core inside its chest. The faceless king released a scream so powerful that the entire underground world began shaking apart. The portal started collapsing. Ton immediately signaled for everyone to run. The children escaped through the tunnel as the underground world collapsed behind them. Then suddenly, silence. The gate closed. The nightmare was over. Weeks later, life slowly returned to normal in Obina. Children played football again. Markets reopened. People stopped speaking openly about the underground world. But David never fully recovered. Sometimes he stared into darkness for far too long. Sometimes shadows moved strangely around him. One night, Ton sat alone inside his room repairing his radio. Then suddenly, static filled the room again. Ton froze. A familiar voice whispered softly through the speaker. Then David slowly entered the room behind him. Black veins silently spread across his neck once again. And in a voice that no longer sounded completely human, he revealed a horrifying truth. The faceless king had found another door.